everyone, my name is Jenny. It's time for another Site Review Sunday, and today I'm reviewing this Fishlake National Forest dispersed free campsite. Stay tuned! This free dispersed campsite is 20 miles from Loa, Utah, and 40 miles from Richfield, Utah. In order to get here from Loa, Utah, you need to take Utah 24 west for about 13 miles, then turn right onto Utah 25. Continue on Utah 25 for 4.2 miles, then turn left onto Forest Road 057. Continue on Forest Road 057 for 2.7 miles to this campsite, which will be on the left. To get to this campsite from Richfield, Utah, you take Utah 119 east, about 9.7 miles, to Utah 24 and then turn south or right. Continue on Utah 24 for 23 miles, then turn left onto Utah 25. Continue on Utah 25 for 4.2 miles, then turn left onto Forest Road 057. Continue on Forest Road 057 for 2.7 miles to this campsite, which will be on the left. This campsite is really easy to get to for any size rig. All of the roads to this campsite are paved except Forest Road 057, which is a well-maintained gravel forest road. There is some washboarding on it and a couple of kind of sharpish turns, but I still think any size rig can make it here. Plus, the campsite is huge, so there's plenty of room for all kinds of sizes. Now, parts of this campsite are slightly unlevel. Where we chose to park our rig, I think, is the most level part of it all. We did have to raise one side of our RV a little bit and drop the nose in order to get perfectly level, but it was really easy. While camping here, we had 1 to 3 bars of unboosted Verizon 4G LTE coverage, and it was really fast for us. Now, unlike most other national forests we've camped in, this national forest has a 16-day camping limit versus the typical 14-day that you see at other national forests. Now, we've loved this campsite for many different reasons. Most of them include that it's incredibly quiet here. You can hear the birds chirping. Every now and then, mule deer will wander through our campsite. It's just incredibly peaceful. Many people don't drive by here, even though Fishlake National Forest offers a lot of off-roading trails. But that means that we have this whole campsite to ourselves. And we have this beautiful view out our back window across the valley between the trees. It is absolutely gorgeous here. Plus, the night sky is so dark. It has been incredibly peaceful staying here. Now, as much as we love this campsite, there are just a couple of things that we don't like about it. Now, that includes that this campsite is obviously used as a hunting area, or maybe like a little hunting parking lot, I guess, because there is an animal pelt hanging on a tree nearby. There are animal bones kind of scattered around, and that's kind of gross to us, so that's the one main thing we didn't like about this campsite. We also didn't like that it's 20 miles from the nearest grocery store, which is in Loa, which is a lot more like just a Family Dollar, not, a big name grocery store. Now, at Fishlake Resort, they have a little convenience store, which is really nice for your basic grocery needs. The only other thing that we didn't like about camping here is that there are a lot of bugs that are undesirable to us. For example, mosquitoes are out this time of year. We're here in June of 2019, and even though the temperature has been completely perfect and beautiful, the mosquitoes are out, and those are obviously a very annoying type of bug. We've also had some spiders sneak into the RV, and black flies, which are really annoying for the cats. Now, if you come out here and you want to camp in this exact campsite, and it's full, don't worry, there are plenty of other campsites along this road. Just a few miles up the road, there are quite a few clearing spots that other RVers have camped at, and then back down the road a little closer to Fish Lake, there have been quite a few RVs that have been parked off of a offshoot road down that way as well, and they all look very peaceful and just as nice as this one. Just 3 miles up Forest Road 057 is this little loop road called 057G, and on this loop road are big open spaces like this one behind me. This is a massive campsite. It's even bigger than the one we're in. And look at that view. That is gorgeous. Now this little loop road has quite a few campsites on it, and I'm up here on the weekend, and there are at least 4 by me that are completely empty. So you can definitely find a spot if the campsite we're in is full if you want to come out here and camp. Now this spot right here is quite a bit higher in elevation, so even though it's late July, it is cold up here. There's even snow on the ground still, just like snow on the mountain behind me. But I bet that in late July or August, it would be awesome up here, the perfect temperature to get away from the heat in the valley below. Now, even though this campsite is much higher in the mountains, there are a lot more trees surrounding it, and it's higher in elevation, we actually still have 1 bar of Verizon 4G LTE coverage up here, so it's a pretty good alternative. Especially if you have a booster, because we don't. Now, I went ahead and parked my truck in the campsite across from where I'm standing. It's a long bed extended cab pickup truck, and we're showing you this for reference as to how big this site is here. And this site is actually smaller than the one I'm standing in, so there is a ton of room here for any size rig. Forest Road 057 is well maintained by the Forest Service until a certain point. Now behind me is a sign that claims that there's a dead end and no more trailer turnaround. This is pretty far away from the campsite that we're staying in, and I'd say probably the farthest you can get down Forest Road 057 is all the way to Forest Road 057N. You can get down there and turn around if you don't find any spots to camp, but past that, I would not recommend bringing anything more than just a vehicle up here. This is the kind of camping that we crave, that we love. It is so beautiful, it is so quiet and peaceful. We definitely recommend it. Now, if you're not wanting to disperse camp out here in the National Forest, Fishlake Lodge does have cabins you can rent along with an RV resort just off of Fishlake. Additional information on the cabins along with the RV resort will be in my blog post. You can find that link in the description below. I will make sure that all the information is in there for you so that you know exactly where to go and who to contact and what their hours are so that you can rent a cabin or get an RV spot reserved just for your stay on Fishlake. We originally decided to camp at this campsite because it was one of the nearest, with signal, campsites we could find to Capitol Reef National Park, which is only about an hour-and-a-half drive from here. However, now that we've been here for a little bit, there is actually a ton to do in Fishlake National Forest itself. There are a lot of off-roading trails, there are tons of hiking trails, you can get on the water at Fish Lake, they have a massive boat launch ramp, there's that little convenience store, there are some interpretive trails. It is just a beautiful little national forest to explore, and we've thoroughly enjoyed our stay here. Now, speaking of Fish Lake, not only is there that massive boat launch ramp there, but they also offer a free dump station with free potable water and free trash collection. That's pretty awesome. They also have a convenience store which is open from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day of the week. They also have a tiny gas pump just on the north side of the convenience store. It does only offer 87 octane gasoline, so if you need something different than that, then you can drive into Loa like we did for stuff like diesel. The convenience store offers things like your basic camping needs along with firewood, basic things you can find in a typical convenience store, including beer. If you want to go to a big name grocery store, you're going to have to drive into Richfield, Utah. It is the nearest big-ish town. It does have a Walmart, along with things like a Tractor Supply as well. It's important when camping in a national forest that you pack out what you pack in. That includes dog waste. Now, it's very important to us. It's our passion to camp out in the national forests in beautiful campsites like this one, and it does make us upset when we come to places and we have found trash. For example, in this campsite, we have found batteries smushed into the ground. We have found glass and plastic just thrown into the fire pits, and that's not okay. And this isn't a message directed to most of you that watch, our channel, because I know most of you are considerate and you leave campsites cleaner than when you found them. However, if you don't already pick up things that have been left behind at a campsite, we highly recommend that you do to just keep the campsites cleaner than when you got there. Now, I know it can be frustrating and it can be annoying to pick up trash that other people have left, but does help keep the national forests clean and inviting for people like us to come out and enjoy. The national forests aren't funded like national parks are, so they don't have janitors that come out to the campsites and clean up trash after people. The park rangers just don't do that here. They don't have the resources to do that. So it's up to us to keep campsites like this clean and inviting for everybody else to come and enjoy. We've been to some campsites, not this one, where people have left things like couches behind. And if you see stuff like that, you can report it to your local National Forest Ranger and they will come and clean it up. However, it's kind of sad that they have to do that sometimes. All right, that's enough of me ranting about keeping the national forests clean and inviting for other people to come out and enjoy. If you like this video or you want to come and stay here, please let me know in the comment section below what you think of it and give me a big thumbs up as well. Anything I missed in this video, I will include in my blog post, including extra links, hours to places that might be of interest to you, including the convenience store, activities that you're allowed to do, trail information, all kinds of additional information on enjoying Fishlake National Forest, and I will catch you guys later. Bye!